You know her from Touched by an Angel. Chatting with me now is the producer of On a Wing and a Prayer, Roma Downey. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm very good, thank you. And thank you for speaking to me about my beautiful new film.
I'm so excited to talk to you all about it. So you produced this film, which is based on the real life story of this family that has to land an airplane after the pilot dies midair. What made you want to tell this story?
When the script arrived on my desk, a beautiful script written by Brian Eggleston, it was just a page turner. I couldn't put it down, and I couldn't believe that it was an actual true story. A family of believers who get on a small plane. They're hurtling through the air out of Fort Myers, Florida, when the pilot unexpectedly dies of a massive heart attack. It sounds just like your worst nightmare. They prayed in for help. There are people on the ground mobilized in such an extraordinary way. And the whole event in true life happened on an Easter Sunday. So the fact that Amazon Prime have given us this fantastic opportunity to launch this film on Prime over Easter is just perfect. It's upbeat, it's heartwarming, it's filled with hope. It's a great reminder to the power of prayer, and it's beautifully acted. Dennis Quaid is in the leading role, Heather Graham, Jesse Metcalfe. The picture was directed by Sean McNamara. And, you know, in movie making, it takes a village, you know, and so we just found great cast, great crew. We had the challenge of making the movie during the COVID pandemic. And so a lot of things had to come together coincidentally for this film to happen, to get made. Untouched by an Angel, we used to say that coincidence was God's way of remaining anonymous. And I really do believe that. We had so many coincidences, both in the story of the film and in the making of the film. But the end result is just a film, I think, that's going to expand people's hearts. It's going to have you cheering and it's going to have you tearing. And it's a film that you can watch with your whole family.
I feel like we could all use a film like that these days. And I'm so glad that you brought up the incredible cast in this too. Dennis Quaid, Heather Graham, and Jesse Metcalfe. What was your favorite memory behind the scenes on the set of the film with all these great actors?
Well, you know, it was an odd coincidence that Dennis Quaid is actually an excellent pilot in his own life. In fact, he had come in to meet with me on a completely different project. And he mentioned during the conversation that he flew planes. And the light bulb went on for me because I had this script that I was developing on a wing and a prayer. And I said, would you take this script home and read it? And that's when the conversation began with Dennis to get him involved. But, you know, we would have him in the cockpit. And of course, he's telling us what he should be doing. And then we're like, don't do that. You don't know how to do that, Dennis. And so it was an odd scenario that he was trying to unlearn what he already expertly knew.
Oh my gosh, that is so interesting too. He has to pretend like he doesn't know, but he's actually an expert, which is kind of a good thing. That's really interesting. I want to talk to you about.
And then another
I want to
just
talk to you about.
a little Dennis Quaid anecdote at the very end of the movie. A song plays. It's a country twang, and the song is called "I'll Fly Away," and the song is being sung by Dennis Quaid himself. So I don't think anywhere it says that, but when you watch the movie and you hear him singing at the end,
I feel like
he's just a very talented guy. He sings song. He's a movie star and he flies planes.
seriously, man, you're getting like the whole package with him. I have to ask you about Touched by an Angel too, because I mean, you're so iconic from that show. Does that, when you think about that now, does that feel like a long time ago or does that feel like yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a long time ago, but you know, the lasting gift for me had been my friendship and my with my beloved Della Reese, and I had the good fortune and the privilege to have loved her right up to the end of her life. I mean, I still love her, but she was my friend right through to the end of her life, and it was just such a love affair. The relationship you saw on screen in Touched by an Angel was reflected very much by our genuine love and affection for each other off screen. And I am a believer, so it was a wonderful privilege for me to be able to deliver a message on network TV and to remind everybody of the love of God on a weekly basis. And I've continued to do that with my career all these years. I'm interested in the themes of hope, themes of light, themes of upliftment. I think there's enough darkness in our world, and we can't turn the news on, but there's something else awful that's happening somewhere. And I think when we snuggle in the couch at night with our families, we want to see something that uplifts us and opens our heart in positive ways. So that's the kind of content that I'm interested in making as a producer. I've done it when I've been an actor. I've done it in the books that I've written. And I think On a Wing and a Prayer, screening this Easter is just filled with redemption and hope. And, I hope that people have that as a takeaway when they see the film.
I love it. I love your positive attitude, Roma. Thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Thank you so much. Have a happy Easter.
You too. We'll see you soon. All right, everyone, you can catch On a Wing and a Prayer this Sunday on Amazon Prime. And still ahead on Studio 13 Live, we are taking you on an Art Deco architecture tour around downtown Seattle. Learn about the Smith Tower's unique design with the Seattle Architecture Foundation right after the break.